Hey Sylvia, how you doing? All right, I'm looking at your work here, but I'm more want to talk about your written description. This is phenomenal, just phenomenal. And I just got done explaining to Patty in the video right before yours, and everybody who's listening along here, please understand the importance for a designer, the importance of designers to be able to express themselves in terms of communicating their intent behind their work. It's very, very, very important. It's something that designers are going to be asked to do for the entirety of their careers, specifically in dealing with creative directors, art directors, and clients. Okay, so thank you. Please keep this up throughout the duration of the class and in your other classes too. We instructors love to read about student experience with specific assignments. In many cases, it teaches us quite a bit about what you're learning and how you're learning. So please keep that up. All right, let's go and take a look. So I'm trying to fit this in the window. Let me see what we have here. Do we have, let me see. I think you've got the peer support. You got the magazine up right there. It's a PDF. That's excellent. That's great. So let's go ahead and download that real quick. This will only take a second. My computer's pretty darn fast, so let's go ahead and open that. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to be able to reduce the size and get this fit in the window expeditiously so that we can go ahead and make comments without having to do too much scrolling around. So just bear with me for 1 second, almost where I need to be, and that should do it right there. That's excellent, fitting perfectly in the window. Let's go ahead and talk about the ad. Okay, so I had given you a example of what I thought the ad could look like, and I think that you understood based on your response. But just in summary, and kind of just for the edification of the students that are watching along here, let's take a look. So the headline is too long. Discover your secret coves in the Caribbean. We can just reduce this to discover the Caribbean. Okay, so your discover the Caribbean would be, excuse me, watch my cursor right here. Discover the Caribbean. And then underneath that, we're going to take that subhead, free sailing lessons, and we're going to reduce the size so it's smaller than the headline, but not quite this small. And so you have discover the Caribbean, free sailing lessons, right? So that's all left aligned right there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create a paragraph. Watch my cursor right there. A paragraph of body copy right there. It doesn't matter if it's over the sailboat. That's just fine. I would use white type in that situation right there. So we have headline, subhead, body copy. That leaves this configuration down here, which is kind of really visually heavy and a little ambiguous. I think it's uncomfortable visually. So let's talk about this. Another thing I think is a little uncomfortable in the ad, and something I didn't address when I created that mock-up for you to look at, was the fact that I believe the masked image was composited with the background image and then placed in here, which you don't want to do. To remain fully editable, what you would want to do is place the masked image right in Illustrator. That way we can resize it and do anything we need to do, right? So it's not grouped with the background image. It's placed separately to maintain full editability. What I would recommend at that point is to take this. This is, again, a little bit visually uncomfortable because this image right here of the sail is a completely different perspective than the boat. So I think it will work as a masked image, just kind of alluding to the sail, but I think if we reduce the size and just bring it down into this corner, it'll just allude to the fact that it's a sail. It won't interfere with that gorgeous background image and won't create any kind of visual confusion, being that there are two extremely different perspectives. By the way, the original photo for this is gorgeous. The form, I mean, I almost want to print this out and frame it. It's beautiful. You're a heck of a photographer. I mean, compositionally, this is just such a gorgeous piece. So I just wanted to mention that. At any rate, so we recompose the type, as I mentioned. So that what we do at this point is we take this sail and we reduce the size and bring it down to about something like that, all right? Then we're going to take the logo and place it right there in that corner. Then we're going to take this contact information and we're just going to get it out of the bottom of that. And we're going to take it and use white type, right, and compose it right up here, span the top of the image. So here's what we have in essence. We have contact information. Over here we have headline, subhead, left align. Over here, paragraph of body copy. Okay, then we have this image reduced in size. Okay, then over here we have the logo. Okay, and I think that is definitely going to really clean things up. As you saw in the example, it was considerably more approachable. I'm not real sure if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, accessible, approachable, sure. Okay, so think about that. I'd love to see you try these changes. Go ahead and work on the changes. If you want to resubmit here, I'd love to see it. I really would like to see this before we move on to the banner ad, because the banner ad is going to be based on the magazine ad to a very, very high degree. So we get the magazine ad settled, then we start the banner ad. So when you make your changes, feel free to resubmit here so that we can just make sure we're heading in the right direction. All right, sound good? Okay, Sylvia, that's all I have. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. And I will, of course, be glad to make any clarifications necessary. All right, great job. Thank you very much for sharing.